Hello, and welcome to our brew-along for our Jhonathan Gasca competition lot. This coffee is grown by Jhonathan Gasca at his farm Finca Zarza in Huila, Colombia, and it is a geisha varietal processed as an anaerobic natural with a 2-stage fermentation. Now, this coffee, being one of Jhonathan's competition lots, we thought might be fun to brew as we might for a competition. So today we have our UFO Dripper fitted with Sybarist fast filters, and we have ground 15 grams of coffee at a slightly on the coarse side, around 750 microns. And our total brew water today will be 250 grams of brew water. We are using water at a 75 parts per million of total dissolved solids, and it is heated to 91 Celsius, or about 196 degrees Fahrenheit. All right, so we can go ahead and add our grounds to our dripper there. Give this just a very light shake to level off the bed, and make sure our scale is on and zeroed. For this brew today, we are going to brew it with a 4-pour method plus added bypass. So, let's get started. This first pour is going to be 50 grams, spiraling gently from the center to the edge, and should take around 10 to 12 seconds. The next pour we're going to make is going to begin at 40 seconds, the third pour at 1 minute 20 seconds, and the final pour at 2 minutes. So beginning at 40-second intervals. This second pour is also going to be 50 grams, and in the same pattern as the first pour. So starting right now, we're gonna start from the center and gently spiral to the edge, pouring our 50 grams all the way up to 100 grams total. Now our third pour, beginning at 1 minute and 20 seconds, is going to be an 80-gram pour. However, we're going to follow the same pour structure of a spiral from the center to the outside. And once again, it's going to take in that 12-second range. All right, so getting started right now on our third pour. And we're pouring all the way up to 180 there. And we're now gonna just let that sit until the 2-minute mark, at which point we're going to make a final pour of 40 grams up to the 220 gram mark, once again pouring in a spiral pattern from the center to the edge. So getting ready for that final pour, beginning once again at 2 minutes. All right, so starting our final pour now, just 40 grams up to 220 there. Now, you'll notice I mentioned that we were using 250 grams of total brew water. Once this finishes draining, we are going to move our dripper over into this catch cup on the side, and we are going to pour the remaining 30 grams directly over our bed. We are aiming for our bed to dry out around the 230 mark, which you can see we just hit, but between 230 to 240. With this brew, your taste is going to matter in how you adjust it. If you are finding that at a drying out phase of around 2 minutes and 30 seconds that the body's a little bit light, you can grind a touch finer to push closer to that 240 mark, or counter to that, if you're towards the 240 mark and you're finding there's a little bit of bitterness showing up in the cup, you can just back off your grind slightly, grind a little bit more coarser, and bring it closer to that 230 mark. So once again, we're going to move the dripper to the side there. Make sure our scale is zeroed again, and our final 30 grams of water straight into the carafe. And we are doing this to help elongate the flavors, create a little bit more separation there. Additionally, brewing our brew water straight into carafe can also help give a slightly smoother mouthfeel. Because this coffee went through a extended fermentation process, we have found that brewing either on the more coarse side or in a slight concentrate with added bypass kind of helps keep us from bringing in over-extracted flavor notes and gives us beautiful, bright flavors with large aroma. But of course, please have fun and enjoy brewing.